Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video review, we will be talking about overall market. We'll cover Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. Okay, and just overall the crypto market. What are some of the things that we should be looking out for in this downtrend? What are some of the signals that we should be looking out that we are seeing a reversal in the market? And the support and resistance level. Just to try to keep it simple. I don't want to make it too complex where you can't really follow through, and just so I want to make it as simple as possible so any new investor can come in and look at those levels and make a good judgment on their part, whether they should be getting to this market, if they should wait, or if they should be adding to the position, and so on and so forth. All right. So before we get started, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell icon so you can get the videos as soon as I upload them on YouTube. And please give me a like if you think this was helpful, if you think you learned something today. Alright, so let's dive in. Alright, so Bitcoin right now, we are looking at the chart for Bitcoin for 4 hours right now. I'm gonna zoom this in a little bit so we'll start with Bitcoin and then we'll go through one by one. Okay, so Bitcoin, we had this initial spike. Well, the bottom came in early into last weekend around on February the 2nd, right at 7,500 mark. It's hitting that trend line that we have been watching for quite a while now. It's a falling wedge trend line. If you can see this in the chart, this trend line is coming all the way from the December time frame. That's the lower trend line that's supporting the price action. So we hit that trend line and the support, one of the support area at 7,500 on February the 2nd. We bounced right off that. The volume wasn't really on the upside. To be honest with you, we had some volume, but it wasn't a significant volume. It didn't look like that we have made the intermediate bottom. It looked more of a dead cat bounce, and that's what we had. That's why I was looking for a trade in one of the more of a quick trade in the Litecoin which I made, and not looking to add for a longer term position. But I recently did buy some of the Litecoin back again at 123 level today. Okay, so just to kind of give you a quick update on that trade. Initially bought Litecoin at 106, 108 level, sold it around 160, and then bought it again. So that was for my quick trade for last 2-3 days, today and early into the weekend. Okay, so Bitcoin went up, did not have enough momentum. We hit that resistance level right around that 9,400 mark, and since then we've been selling off steadily yesterday and today into this market. But the biggest thing that I want to point out, we're selling off, but a lot of the sell-off, I'm looking at the headline news for Bitcoin and I don't see anything overly bearish, as far as hey, this is going to be a killer for cryptocurrency in general. This is going to be US commodity regulator warns. This has been going on. There's nothing new that I see that you should be that we shouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you. At least I'm not surprised with this headlines. This is just a general FUD that's been going in the market for almost a month now. So I don't think, in my opinion, we have anything new that I was blind spotted by that we should be worrying about. But one thing that I want to point out, I don't know how many people is following the futures market for commodities and for equities, but if you look at the market, the stock market took a nosedive in last couple of days. We've been hit significantly in the stock market in last couple of days. We had this steady trend in 2000. If you look at from 2017, steady climb up and up and up and up and up and up all the way. We're almost getting close to that 2,900 mark. But we didn't make it quite there, and then we had this huge dive, a 5% drop on S&P 500, If you look at the NASDAQ, another 5% in NASDAQ, Russell 5%, more than almost 6%. So everything is in red, and these are the big drops. 6% drop in Dow Jones and S&P 500. These are not small drops. 5% is a significant drop in the market, and especially in the equity market, there's a significant drop. If you look at the VIX, which is the volatility index, it raised up to 33, which is very high. We haven't seen those VIX level in a very, very long time. If I look at the monthly, let's see. Yeah, so last time we have seen that, so right now it hit 32, and right now this is the monthly chart. We have not hit that 32 mark on VIX, which is the volatility index, and in this time frame from 2012 to 2018. We have not seen that 32 mark. I have seen 32 mark back in 2008 when market crashed, and when market was like took a nosedive. But in this chart data, we haven't seen it. The most we have seen is around 31, 30, around 30, 31. So recently it just made a big spike of 32, which was expected. Everything was like, you know, it was coming. So so in my opinion, I think a lot of this sell-off that you're even seeing in the cryptocurrency is not based on anything. Like every bad news is already out. In my opinion, this is the sell-off today that happened is also based on the equity market, the futures market. It just took a huge nosedive. So if I look at the futures market, by the way, this is a very good site as well, Finviz. If you're watching the commodities, or if you're like trading commodities, you can come to this site, and like, you know, it gives you all the charts and all that. It's a pretty good site. I watch it to track my commodities, my futures, and all that good stuff. All right, so for the futures market, everything is in red. Like all the indices, like everything is in red. The only thing that have gone up is pretty much what do you call it? Where's the dollar is getting stronger, as I mentioned previously. When equities take a nosedive, dollar tend to get stronger, because like, you know, when everyone is running around, they try to like, you know, put all their money into one safe currency. They try to pull their money out of like, you know, equities and put it in a dollar, and that makes dollar much stronger. That's exactly what's going on. Like, you know, 0.43% in dollar. That's not, it doesn't look a lot, but trust me, like in the currency world, this is a move. It's not it's not just like small. I mean, it's not 1%, 2%, but it's still getting there. What about gold? Okay, so gold is not, it was getting stronger for almost this whole month, through even in the December, but it hasn't moved much today. So people are just taking their money and putting into dollar right now. I'm getting that feeling that a lot of people are just pulling out their money from the equities, from the crypto market, and just putting into dollar right now. For short term, I think we really need to see certain things that we really need to see is this resistance level needs to break up. So we, on the support side, we have 6,250 for the support for intermediate. Keep eye on that level. The support goes all the way back in to October 21st. So that's the support that we had. Well, that was a resistance we had back in October, and which is now acting as a support. Okay, so that's the one that we want to look at. Again, I mentioned that we are in this falling wedge pattern in Bitcoin, which if it breaks out to the upside, it will be very volatile. It will, like, if it breaks to the upside, it will be very volatile, and it will definitely make like 20-30% gains in one day, if not more. We try to break this bottom trend line today on the 4-hour chart, but bulls came right back in, and we had a close right above that. So right now we are trading at 7,200, but what we want to see is a break out of that resistance of previous support of 7,500, which is acting as a resistance for intermediate and the moving average. So that's what we need to take a look at for intermediate. I'm not shopping heavily, and let me put it this way, I'm cautiously optimistic, let's put it that way. Okay, I think there is like enough selling going on. I like to, like, you know, make small purchases when this kind of, like, we have this steady selling and, like, you know, the volume is picking up. I like to buy usually, and I buy it and make a quick trade on that, just because right now people are not just trusting the market. People are just want to take their profits whenever they can. So that's what I have been doing, that, you know, making the quick trades. I do have mining, that I do constant mining on Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I'm like not making any major purchase right now for long term. I'm adding to my other positions and making some other, like, you know, day trades and, like, you know, some swing trades, but not really something for, like, you know, longer term, especially in Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. I feel like there might be one more push down before we can shake off all the bears, and the remaining one will be the buyers, the bulls. But it's kind of hard to tell. We just have to play by the ears. It's I'm not going to sit here and, like, tell you that, hey, we have hit the bottoms and everything will be rosy and we will go all back to all-time high next month or by end of this month. No, no one can make that call. If someone is making that call, then I don't know what they're making that call based on, but it's just like speculation. There's not a, it's not a, we trade on probabilities, not on just speculations. Okay, all right. So watch out for this downward support trend line that we have right now. We barely made it above it on the 4 hours. For the intermediate support, watch out for 6,280 level for intermediate support. For intermediate resistance, watch out for 7,500 mark. Then the next one should be around 7,900. We need to watch out for that mark for intermediate resistance. Okay, so let's look at the bigger time frame real quick for the daily. If you look at this, let me go to this one. Actually, this is a better one. So daily, again, we are in this falling wedge. We see this wick coming up. So a lot of buyers did come in at that price point and took the price action higher, and we closed right above the trend line. If you see this trend line, I made it like last week, and we barely closed above that trend line. So let's see if the bulls can have a follow through next day and, like, push it higher and get a, like, somewhat reversal for at least short term, and see if we have enough positive action. Keep your eye on the futures market. Keep your eye on this futures market for S&P 500 and yeah, I look at S&P 500, so keep an eye on the futures market for S&P 500. If the futures market for S&P 500 like turns positive, I bet you the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market in general will have a positive momentum out of this. So it's very important to watch this futures market, in my opinion. At least I'm watching it, because it will definitely give me some indication that how are we going to get out of this falling wedge pattern that we are in for last few weeks. Okay, let's look at Litecoin. So Litecoin again is looking more stronger than Bitcoin. There are some good fundamentals changes that's coming up for Litecoin. That's why it's holding. It did not make a new low like Bitcoin did, so it's really holding up. I like it here. We need to break this trend line that's following us, this upper resistance trend line that's kind of, you know, that's coming up all the way from that all-time high. We need to break out of that. That's where we're gonna see, and we need to break it with good volume, and that's when we're gonna see a lot of you know, buyers will come in. So watch out for the trend line in Litecoin. We need to break that. For support, we have 107 It's a good support level in Litecoin, and I think it's just stronger right now compared to Bitcoin. So Ethereum, let's look up Ethereum. Not ET, $2. Coinbase here. Okay, so Ethereum is okay. So we created this trendline support back last week, and 2 days ago it tried to bounce off, but that supported trend line is now acting as a resistance, and we sold right off that. And watch that support, the trend line in the bottom that's coming up. So right now we are right at the support of around 700 in Ethereum. That action anywhere from 680, 670 to 770 is like a big trading zone, if you will. In Ethereum, a lot of action took place throughout the December in that range, so keep an eye on that area. We want to make sure that we get a nice bounce off that area. We don't want to break that what do you call it, the support level of 670, 670 and like perhaps the 620, because those were significant support that took place in December, and we want to make sure we are staying above that. Alright, so all in all, I think Litecoin is looking the strongest out of all the big three right now, and watch it, keep an eye on the equity market as well. That will give a lot of indicators on like how well we can hold up in this, and if we can like really push it higher or not. Alright, it's coming close to oversold territory right now, but it's not quite there yet. Let's see if we can get a reversal fairly soon, because we can't keep on going down all the way to apex. If we do, then that's a lot of it's gonna be around 4,000 level, 4,000, 5,000 level. So I'm hoping that we get a nice bounce, but I mean, again, we need to see more new investor into the market, into cryptocurrency market, not just the existing investor who are just trading, who are taking the profits and waiting it for to get sold and then coming back into market again. What we need to do is we need to get external investors, like, you know, the ETF funds, like, you know, the hedge funds needs to come in. That's how we're gonna take this next leg up. That's how we're gonna take it higher. The existing investors in Bitcoin can only take it up to so much. We need a new sets of investors in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin to take this next level higher, and that needs to happen fairly soon. Hopefully by end of the February we will see some momentum, mid-February to February, and we will see some momentum in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general. But again, as I said it in previous video, Bitcoin is the queen bee, so we need to have a positive action in Bitcoin in order to have a positive impact for the overall market. Okay, alright, so that's all for today. I'm gonna make another video on like cover some of the other altcoins, so stay tuned and post it in the comments. What do you think about it? One of the viewer, one of the subscriber, DL, he actually mentioned that in the previous comment that, hey, we're gonna see a 6,800 or 6,000 levels soon based on the syndicator trading bot, and that was quite interesting. Then I'm definitely gonna reply back to you, DL, in a little bit, but thanks for posting that, and we can interact more on that soon. Alright, so if you guys have any insight, if you want to share something to the community, please post it in the comment. I reply instantly on those things, and we can definitely have the more interactive chat going on in those in that comment section. Okay, alright, talk to you soon. Bye.